What's going on, people? Listen, it's been a while since I've been on the channel live, but we're here tonight for a good 20-30 minutes. So get your chats in, get involved in the show. I'll get your comments on screen. Let's do this. Now, there's a lot to cover. Obviously, the thumbnail is suggestion about Barnes and blah, 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 but I want to cover a fair bit more on the channel here tonight. So we're going to go through quite a few little bits and bobs. But before we do, just thought I'd let you all know that we are still going to go ahead with the watch-alongs for the season. Although Leicester in the Championship is going to be quite difficult, I'm going to try my very, very best to bring you live, obviously fan-orientated commentary on the channel. I know you love the watch-along, so hopefully we can keep that going. I'm not quite sure what's going on with the graphics today. It's looking all a little bit sharp, but hey, it's a little break, and I'm back now covering news. Been putting out shorts, been putting out uploads and whatnot. Right, let's get to it. First of all, some news coming in thick and fast today was Leicester losing a pre-season match against the Posh. If you don't know who the Posh are, the Peterborough United were at the LCFC training ground earlier today. It was a 3 o'clock behind the scenes game, and for some reason Leicester lost. Now, I've got the goal as well, so you can see if you don't not sure about what scores. It was a 2-1 to Peterborough, and Ricardo Pereira is the man to score for Leicester. And yes, that is Vestergaard that you can see right now. I thought we got rid of him. I don't know why he stood there for, but hey ho, he's there. We've got to get rid of him. But here is Ricardo Pereira's goal. Turns on the inside. It's bottom left. Nice goal, to be fair. But yet again, Ricardo Pereira scores and we lose. So I'll just quickly read out what the official website runs down. A 2-1 success for the Posh in unseasonably damp conditions allowed 22 players from each club to get 45 valuable minutes of football in the tank. You had new signings of Connor Cody and Harry Winks were in the first half 11, which also included youngsters like Stolarczyk and Marcel Madwuwada. I think I got his name right. I can't say his name properly. The latter was alongside Jamie Vardy and Patson Daka in up top. Newly crowned, well done, Luke Thomas remains away, while Walt Fars has only just returned for pre-season. Harvey Barnes and Michael Brighton were rested too, with goalkeeper Danny Ward and Alex Smith is set for introductions later in the summer. So there's a few players out. The starting 11 was, let's just have a quick look. The first starting 11 for the first half was Stolarczyk in goal, with Cody, Winks, Vardy, who was captain, Christensen, Daka, Ricardo, Dewsbury Hall, Vestergaard, Pratt and Midwada. And in the second half was Everson, Justin, Nelson. Yes, that's right, Justin got a run out. So that's good news that we've seen James Justin get a run out. Nelson also coming into the fold. Suter, Castagna, Ndidi, Chowdhury, Sumari, Iheanacho, McAteer and Maswanis also up in the second half 11. But overall, I didn't get to see the game. Not many people did. Obviously, behind the scenes. I think some of it was shown on the LCFC TV website, whatever it is. But all in all, a bit disappointing that we lost. Now, I'm going to get some of your comments in before we go into a bit more into it. Kieran Scott says, "Hi Lee, mate. I think LCFC need to make a lot more signings. I'm scared we're going to lose too many key players. We've already lost a lot as it is. So to lose a few more, I'd be a bit worried. I'm still a bit worried about Nacho going Forest. So that's one that we'll talk about as well. You've got Calamovas is here as well. Danushkani is here as well. I thought Newcastle wanted Barnes. Man United are linked to it too. We'll talk about that in a second. We'll also look at that in a second as well. Don't forget, we'll be covering that in a second with Mavididi is also linked to Leicester. Really wanted to keep Barnes like Lee, like all of us did, and hopefully somehow we do keep him. But if he does go, then we wish him well. As he's chosen a club better than Madders and Yori. I know. Listen, Yuri Tielemans hanging on for 2 years for his big club move and ends up, no offence to Villa fans, because you are a massive club historically, but I wouldn't say you're a big six side that these players all want to go to. So I'm a bit... It's just because it's a Premier League and it's Midlands and he don't want to move from anywhere. Newcastle is on for Barnes, says Alice. Yeah, I'm not saying that it's on for United, but I'll read something out that I've seen in a second. Nice to see you live again, bro. Got my ticket yesterday. Literally one seat left right at the top for 50 quid. Cost a lot, but oh well. Let's win our first championship game. That's coming up soon. Don't forget against the Cov. Sorry to break it to you, but the party is over. Yeah, it probably is. Apparently, Newcastle have offered £35 million for Harvey Barnes and it's close to being accepted. I've already covered it on the channel too. I've already covered that, but we'll get into it in a second. Right, moving on to the next subject is a medical scheduled at Leicester City. Transfer agreement for the Man City player Callum Doyle, the 19-year-old, is on the books. Obviously for the Man City, the Premier League champions, but it's looking like he's going to go out on loan to Leicester City Football Club. This is coming from One Football. The left-sided defender, by the way, it was also confirmed by Fabrizio Romano on Twitter as well. So I'm pretty sure that this is as good as it gets. I'll read a little bit out to you. The left-sided defender spent the 2021-22 campaign with Sunderland in League One, making 36 appearances as they won promotion to the Championship. Alone in the second tier followed in the previous season as Doyle joined Coventry, where he nearly made it back-to-back promotions, but they lost the playoff final to Luton at Wembley. Despite his obvious talent, Doyle was not going to get minutes with City this season, so another loan has always been on the cards, and it's no secret that Leicester have been keen on the player thanks to Maresca, who's in charge, and it appears that his medical is taking place tomorrow at the Seagrave. Man City defender Callum Doyle is set to complete a season-long loan move to Leicester. No option to buy, however. Doyle keeps getting bigger moves every summer. But what role will he play in? Well, One Footballer is saying it's still unclear exactly how Maresca plans to play moving forward, but Doyle is a very good option in central defence and he could also play as a left-back if needed. So he is a welcome addition on that side due to James Justin obviously coming back from injury, and who knows how he's going to get on. And Luke Thomas, who's just won the Under-21 Championship, which was a banging competition for England's Under-21s, having not conceded a goal throughout the whole tournament. It's looking good for Thomas going forwards, maybe for his career there. Maybe he'll get a big move, like another England international prospect, Ben Chilwell. Who knows? Who knows? But it's been an interesting summer for Leicester so far, and this is good news. This is good news. So there you go. A bit of Callum Doyle there, looking like it's going to be set tomorrow for a medical. Villa moving like a big club, though. Yeah, they have. I'm not saying anything negative about Aston Villa. I think they are historically a huge club. How do you think Maresca will help us in the Championship? Do you think he can get us promoted and maybe win the Championship? Look, we are favourites, bookies' favourites, we are pundits' favourites, we are fans' favourites to win the Championship, obviously for certain reasons. However, the Championship is a bastard. We've been down in it before and we've been there for a very, very long time. Get those likes up, people on YouTube, by the way. I'm gasping for some more likes. I can't see the amount. It's impossible to see, but please do that. John Conway in the chat. Big up, my man. Hope you're good. Aki's in the chat too. Hope you're well. Typical Leicester and bad management by manager. Need top players of Leicester will struggle this season, says Martin McCann. Again, I think it's all down to who we lose more than who we sign. I get that obviously new signings are important in the Championship. I'm still unsure about Harry Winks. I'm still unsure on that one. But I think it's about losing players like Harvey Barnes. That's one that I do not want to lose. Desperately don't want to lose him. But we'll get into that in a second. How do you think Maresca... I think I've just read that. Leicester will struggle this season. I don't see them getting promoted. Leicester will finish 11th at best, but see them fighting from relegation. Sorry, not impressed with scouts, manager, owner, and more. See, not everyone's a believer. I honestly don't think we need a lot more sign. Let's just don't lose any more players. Now, going back to what Martin's just said, look, we've lost today against Peterborough. I know it's behind closed doors. I know it's just a warm-up match, but these are the games that you know Maresca's going to look at and go, wow, he's shit. I'm a bit worried. I'm a bit concerned about Harry Winks. You know, the pundits are saying it's an excellent season with the likes of Connor Cody and Harry Winks. I'm not sure about Harry Winks. I'm just not sure. No chance for promotion, though, says Martin. And there's no rush we'll get relegated from the Championship, especially with our new players. There's no way we'll get relegated from the Championship, especially with our new players, says Danish Gandhi. Look, let's move on to the next topic. So, Leicester are linked with this bad boy. He's 25 years old. Okay, he's 25 years old. This is from One Football. Yes, that is right. He is stood there next to the god. That is Lionel Messi. Leicester City are plotting a move for striker Stephy Mavididi. According to the Football Insider, Enzo Maresca is looking to put his stamp on the Foxes following his appointment, and there has already been plenty happening at the King Power Stadium following his arrival in the Midlands. James Maddison left for Tottenham Hotspur for a deal believed to be in the region of £40 million, and Euroteam has officially sealed his exit, blah, 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 blah. Right. Who is Stephy Mavididi? He will be familiar name to EFL fans because he spent the early stages of his career at Arsenal and was loaned out to Charlton and Preston North End before he left the Emirates permanently. The former England youth international then linked up with Juventus but was unable to make a breakthrough there before being sold to Montpellier. Having previously spent time on loan at Dijon, the 25-year-old already knew that life was like in France before his move to his current side, and he has been there since the summer of 2020. He has a respectable scoring record at his club as well, recording 21 goals in 5 assists in 98 games. However, he has only scored 4 times last season and will be desperate to improve on that next term wherever he ends up. But Leicester are fighting against Club Brugge and Lille for his signing. How long does he have left on his contract? It looks like it comes to an end at the end of next year, and that could give interested sides the chance to negotiate a reasonably cheap deal to lure him away from the French club. So would it be a good signing for us? Well, according to One Football, he's able to play both central as a striker and on the wing, which is what we need considering we've just got rid of Tete. The 25-year-old could be a decent asset for Maresca to have, even if he hasn't got the most prolific goal-scoring record in recent seasons. At 25, he could easily improve in the future, and with his contract expiring next summer, he may not cost us all that much. The good thing about him is the fact that he was born in England and has played in the country before, so it wouldn't take him too long to settle back into the country if he does link up with Leicester. He could be a particularly important player to have both on the wing and up top, with Harvey Barnes potentially on his way out, don't forget. The likes of Patson Daka, Jamie Vardy and Nacho are all available at the moment, but who knows about Nacho going to Forest, and all three have been linked with some form of moves away, apart from obviously the Jamie Vardy one to Saudi Arabia was never really happening, so I don't know why they've put that in there, but you know, that's what they like to do. They like to do these things. Going back to the comments, Dan Ash is just being optimistic. Man City support here. Oh, interesting. We could get an interesting thought on Callum. He's an amazing player, hence why I suspect there is no buy option. He will cook for you under Enzo Maresca. Obviously, Maresca knowing what Callum can do, says Rachel. It's a shame that there is an option to buy. That's the problem. That is a big problem. I'm gutted about that. But there's still a chance of throwing a bid in for him. But now, if I'm not mistaken, going backwards on Mavididi, Isn't Mavididi the guy like from FIFA like 19 that had these ridiculous stats where everyone was like, yeah, I'm going to sign him. We've got to sign him. I'm sure it was him. Am I the only one that is worried after that Peterborough game? We had starters against them, says LCFC Believer. Yeah, I'm just going to throw this out there, though. I believe when we won the Premier League, we lost all of our pre-season games. I'm sure we did. I'm almost sure that we lost every single pre-season game and then end up winning the league. So I don't think you can look too much into it, but it does make you worry, doesn't it? It does certainly make you worry. I put some new shadows on the trophies, by the way, behind me, just to make them pop a little bit. I hope the background is looking good. I'm still tweaking on the whole layout for this season, but I'm hoping that you like this season's layout so far. Is there anything you guys want changing? Just let me know in the chat, and I will try and tweak something. But let's go back to it. Maybe it's just our morale. It may pick up near the start of the season, says Danish. And Joe in the chat. Big up, Joe. Not seen you for a while. But no, you've not seen me for a while, I suppose. We need someone to take charge, someone to step up, says Charalambos. And Talk Leicester said, Haley, I think we need to be patient and give Harry Winks some time and think he will do really good for us. Time and patience is something that we didn't have going into the last probably 8 games. Unfortunately, it was too late. It maybe been 10 games, whenever it was that Rodgers got sacked. I really, really feel like last season we dropped a bollock. I just hope that we can get out of the Championship straight away. Because if we don't, I think we could be in big, big trouble if we don't get straight out. I really mean that. Do you know anything about the King Power expansion? Nothing at the moment. It's gone completely dead. I'm pretty sure the big, massive montage video that Gary Lineker narrated only, 18 months ago-ish when it was released. I'm sure they was meant to be working on that during this summer. I'm pretty sure that's probably dead now in the water until we're back into the Prem. I can't see why they will do that until we are back in the Premier League and back to where we should be. I don't know. I know it's a go and stuff, but I think they've only got a limited amount of time before, getting all the permission and all the grants and everything all through by the council and whatnot. I'm sure you only have a certain amount of period of time before you have to sort of go through all that again and get it all done again. So I don't know. That's the latest I know on that. There is a bit of other news as well that I'd like to cover, but there's one piece that I am going to cover before we wrap up, and this is it. I'm gonna talk about it. So we all know Harvey Barnes has been linked away. We all know that I've already covered it on the channel regarding Harvey Barnes going to Newcastle, that apparently they've thrown in a bid in. Fabrizio Romano said something about it too. And it's looking like that he probably will end up going around between 30 and 40 mil, which I've already done a short on if you want to check the channel. But there's a little bit more that's cropped up to do with Harvey Barnes. Now, this has come from, again, One Football. I don't know how true this is. It's an article that's been put up actually it's called The Verdict Series by Football League World. Now, don't shoot the messenger. This is just something that cropped up. Manchester United apparently are the latest team to be linked with Leicester City's Harvey Barnes. That is according to the Daily Mail. Now, who state that Manchester United are admirers of the winger along with several other teams. We already know West Ham and Newcastle, and I believe Villa looked at Barnes as well as Liverpool over the last 3 years. We all have watched his movements. But Newcastle United seem to be the favourites to sign him, but it seems they are struggling to meet our valuation for the forward. Therefore, this has potentially left the door open for teams like West Ham United and now Manchester United, who are also interested in Harvey Barnes. Would him joining Man United, though, be a good move? We asked 3 different writers. So this is, again, from One Football. We've asked some writers. So this is one that says there is no denying that Barnes would be a good signing for Man United, but at the moment in time, it isn't a signing that is needed at Old Trafford. The Premier League outfit have plenty of options wide with Marcus Rashford, Garnacho, Anthony and Sancho, who obviously Sancho was a massive signing only a few years ago. And I remember seeing all that on YouTube. Mark Goldbridge, going on and on and on, trying to get Sancho to sign from Dortmund and all that. It was Dortmund, wasn't it? But another one for Declan Hart says Barnes is a great player that wouldn't be a great fit for United. Eric Ten Hag has Marcus Rashford and Garnacho to call. Again, this is another writer that's saying it would be an excellent signing, but an unrealistic one. Despite Leicester's relegation, Barnes enjoyed another impressive campaign on an individual level, and his return of 13 goals from the wide areas is outstanding, particularly in a struggling Leicester side. Barnes is a proven Premier League performer, and at 25 he has plenty of room to develop further under Ten Hag's expert guidance, so would be a smart long-term investment for Manchester United. There is no doubt Barnes would be a huge asset for the Red Devils, and they should certainly pursue a deal. There you go. So, look, there's not a lot to look into that. You can look into it or you can not. But when media are starting to write articles, that's only good for business if we are going to sell a player, because more eyes on the prize, which means more bids coming in, which means the price should go up for a player. If we're going to lose Harvey Barnes, I'd rather it be near the £45 million mark than the 30. So, all in all, if we're selling him, hopefully we get the bag. Go back to the comments a second. Well. How are you, mate? You need to change your profile, Flower. Hey, mate, what's your thoughts on Harvey Barnes coming to us at Newcastle? I hope you guys come back up, says Ant. It's a big signing. No matter where he goes, it's huge, to be honest with you. I'm a bit concerned that we lose him, because I don't know what the option is apart from obviously what we've just read out, the Mavididi. What's his flipping name again? Oh my god, I can't get his name out at all. I can't say his name. I can't, honestly, I can't say his name. Mavididi. Oh my god, I've got Ndidi in the brain. So that is the option, but what else is there? We have stepped up our chase for Mavididi. Yeah, I've just read that. We've just read that one out. And don't forget as well, that's a possibility as well. Now, I've seen that earlier on Twitter. Let's see if we can get that back up, and I can read that one out to you. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, here it is. I'll read this one out. I can get this one on screen for you. There is one somewhere. There we go. There it is. This is the one. I'll get this on screen for you now. There you go. According to Reluctant Nico, Leicester City will need to splash over 8 figures to secure a move for Swansea's Joel Pirro. Thoughts, people? Maybe we could give them Vestergaard in exchange. So that cropped up as well earlier. Let's have a look who else is in the chat, because I want to have a look. I want Abde Azuli to replace Barnes if he leaves, and Sesko if Iheanacho and Daka leaves. Daka's not going anywhere, it's Nacho. It's Nacho that's going. If anyone's going, it's Nacho, unfortunately. He's the one that keeps being linked away by all these Nigerian media outlets. So I'm guessing that's what it is. I need to follow Alan, actually. I just have, so that's perfect. If Nacho goes with stuff, I don't think he's done at Leicester. As much as he was the first one to come out on Twitter, he was the first one to post on Twitter. By the way, we're on a new platform, by the way. We're on Threads now. We've just hit over 560 followers in 24 hours. So if you want to hop over to Threads and follow me on that, I'm at Lee_Chappy, like I am on all other social platforms. The same at handle. So if you're on Insta, you can just press my little thing. It'll pop up from my bio, whatever it's called, and it'll drop to Threads. We're at 550 already in like a day. So that's banging, guys. If you want to hop over to there, and please do that. Barnes will help Newcastle win the league. He is really good player, and especially if you get Kesa and a few others, you can't say Newcastle won't win league. But as far as Leicester, they've gone for a while, says Martin. He's definitely not feeling Leicester City Football Club, is he? I have noticed we've been focused on mainly buying defenders and midfielders. There hasn't been much development in buying new attackers, which is quite concerning. Yeah, well, look, if we get this Mavididi, then there's your attacker. Again, it's another one, isn't it? How many more have we done over the years? We've done who have we done? We've done Lookman. We've done, what was the Undertaker's name again? Kenga's Under. Ricard Gazelle. Tete. So there's 4 off the top of my head. There's probably a few more that I've forgot about over the years since Mahrez has left. Since Mahrez has left, that right wing's been a shambles. Really, Tete was a flipping atrocious. Lookman was decent. I don't understand why we didn't throw money at it. It was all right. Not great. Not like Riyad Mahrez great. But I think he was better than Tete. I can't believe he's back. I just can't believe it. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? We'll find about that in about October time when their investigation, I suppose, goes through. I have no idea if we actually will or not, but look, it's what was reported, so I just threw it out there on the shorts, and it went mental. I've had about, I don't know, 100,000 views on it. All we know is once it's gone through in October, that's when we'll know if Leicester are going to approach it. But it's not just Leicester's, there's a few other clubs involved. So we'll just wait and see. Sesko joins RB Leipzig 2024. Thoughts on the Saudi Super League? I think it's gonna take a few years, but I think they are going to try their very, very best with the money that's being thrown about to swallow up the English football leagues. I'm not saying it's going to become the Premier League, but I do feel like it's going to be a real, true competition eventually. I'm not saying it's going to be, levels of the Prem, but who knows? It could build up to be something quite competitive, like the Championship sort of levels, with ex-Premier League players that are, in decline, like 32 years old, or players like N'Golo Kante that have, done everything they possibly can and been injured quite a lot, and are on decline in that kind of way. I don't see it being the be-all, end-all like the Premier League is, where players want to play, if that makes sense. It's more about the bag than anything. He's great, though. He is great for Atalanta, you're right. And Caleb says hi in the chat. Right, guys, I think that is going to about wrap it up. Let me know in the comments any more you want me to quickly cover. We've got about 5 minutes. So get those chats in, get your comments in, and just interact, guys. Interact. There's, again, as I was saying, the Super League, I don't want to happen. The Saudi Super League. Let alone the Super League that's meant to be happening, that the Liverpool, Arsenal, United, Spurs, that are all involved in it, as well as the big European teams like Barca and all them. That was something I was like, I don't want that happening. And then there's this Saudi Arabia throwing money everywhere. So, look. Don't forget, Leicester's women have also signed a new player today. I believe Belgium. Let me just get the facts for you again. They've Ava's, by the way, is going to be there next season. Is it Janice? Janice Cayman, is it? I think she's Belgium. I'm sure she's Belgium. I'm almost sure she is. She's the latest international. Delighted to announce a sign of Yanis Cayman from the Olympique Lyon. So the number 11 shirt Yeah, she is a Belgium. She is. I thought she was. Leicester and the Belgium connection, obviously a thing, because Leicester own a Belgium's side. Well, not Leicester, but the King Power do. Honestly, I would like Mavididi and Pure, but if Barnes leaves, then we will go forward with him. Then I expect a big, at least tomorrow, as we stepped forward. Look, that's the news anyway. Coming in, the guaranteed news from everything I've read tonight is that Callum Doyle, is doing a medical at the training facility tomorrow and will probably be announced tomorrow as well, but it's not an option to buy, so it's just for the year, for the season-long loan with no option to buy, unfortunately. But Man City have got a 19-year-old in the hands there that's going to be worth probably a fair bit of money later on down the line, so, you know, it's one of those. Now, I'm going to be honest, there's a lot of names that you guys are typing out, right? There's a lot of names that you guys are typing out from the Championship and whatnot. I have not got the time in my life to study the Championship upside down, inside out. I just haven't got the time. So there's a lot of players there. There's a lot that have names there that I'm not familiar with at all. Although I do agree with Lafont. That would be nice. But there's a lot of players that I keep seeing that are linked, and I'm like, who the friggin' hell's that? I'm just not. My mindset was Premier League, and you know, you followed everything to do with the Premier League. I did not follow the Championship, and now it's my own fault, but it's one of them things. I mean, I think I'm going to watch it next season with the Premier League. Well, I'm gonna have to watch it because obviously Leicester are in it, but the Premier League's a monster, isn't it? The Premier League is a monster, and everyone watches it. If you're into football, you watch the Premier League. I think even the foreigners watch it, you know, abroad, you know, Spain and Italian. I'm sure they all watch the Premier League. I'm sure they do. Right. That's it, people. Thank you all for coming in. There's been 50 legends in the chat almost the whole way through, which is great numbers. Thank you all for coming in. Make sure you smash the likes before you leave. Make sure you like the video. It helps me grow as a channel. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. And I shall see you very, very soon on the channel for more. I don't know when I'm going to be live next to have a chat with you lot. But I'll keep uploading every other day. There will be at least some form of upload, a short or an upload. That's the progression on the channel so far. Throughout the whole summer so far, I've done quite well, I think, kept busy. In the meantime, don't forget you can follow me on all socials. All of them are in the description of the video. I am at Lee_Chappy, new on Threads as well, with over 500 already in a day, which is banging. Thank you so much for following me on there, and I shall see you on the next one. Take care, people. Peace out. Much love and respect. Until then, adios. Thank you everyone for coming in. I shall see you very, very soon on the channel for more. Please let me know your thoughts on the video as well as the layouts, the graphics. I want to know everything that you want me to change on the channel going forward. Do you like the thumbnails? I need all of you to get involved because I want to improve the channel as much as possible, and the only way of doing that is by you guys letting me know what needs improving and what doesn't. Thank you all for your views, for your comments, and just being here. I shall see you all very, very soon. Take care, people.